As we sports fans have learned over the years, the best sports teams are built through the draft, not in free agency. But why are teams like the Cleveland Browns awful every year? Probably because most of their top 5 picks do almost nothing. There's nothing more frustrating for a sports team than when they swing and miss on a potential franchise-changing draft pick. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we present you with 10 recent NFL draft picks that look like busts. And we do hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe for more cool videos every single day. Number 10, Blake Bortles. Trying to figure out where Bortles is going to land is like trying to solve the codes on the crypto sculpture, something the FBI has yet to fully do, by the way. After throwing for 4,428 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 18 interceptions in 2015, the Jacksonville Jaguars were convinced that they had their long-term solution at quarterback. Bortles regressed significantly in 2016, amassing 3,905 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions. Right now, it's tough to believe he's the real deal unless the Jaguars' new coaching staff can save him. Bortles just doesn't look capable of solving NFL defenses, a necessity to succeeding in this league. Number 9, Kevin White. The Chicago Bears moved on from Pro Bowl receiver Brandon Marshall in the 2015 offseason and chose to draft West Virginia receiver Kevin White with the 7th overall pick. White missed all of 2015 with a fracture in his shin. He returned in 2016 but was limited to 4 games. In that frame, he had just 19 catches for 187 yards and no touchdowns. A fibula injury forced him to miss the final 12 games. Given his injury history and the Bears' annual problems at quarterback, there's a good chance White becomes forgotten and is out of the NFL before you know it. Number 8, E.J. Manuel. The 2013 NFL Draft was labeled as one of the worst ever for quarterbacks, but it didn't stop the Buffalo Bills from selecting Manuel with the 16th pick. Through his first 4 seasons, Manuel's played in just 28 games, throwing for a mere 3,502 yards and 19 touchdowns, along with 15 picks and 7 fumbles. For what it's worth, 21 NFL quarterbacks had more than 3,502 yards alone in 2016, let alone through nearly 2 full seasons. Looks like the Bills' search for a quarterback continues. Number 7, Luke Joeckel. The Jaguars took Joeckel with the 2nd pick in the 2013 NFL Draft. He hasn't been a colossal failure, but the 2nd overall selection should be a megastar. So with that, it's easy to classify Joeckel as a bust. Blake Bortles' problems can be linked to Joeckel's problems on the offensive line, where he's played multiple positions. The Jaguars' O-line was ranked 22nd by Pro Football Focus in 2016, allowing 34 sacks throughout the season. Unfortunately for the Jaguars, they do not get a mulligan. Joeckel's unlikely to be the star they had hoped for. Number 6, Dominic Easley. It's always a surprise to see Bill Belichick make a draft mistake, but Easley was one of his worst. The stud defensive tackle at Florida was taken with the 29th pick, but played just 2 seasons in New England, finishing with 16 tackles and 3 sacks. He went to the LA Rams in 2016, but time's running out on Easley to show he's ready for prime time. Number 5, Justin Gilbert. When you're the 8th overall pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, you shouldn't already be on your 2nd team. But such is life with another failed Cleveland Browns first-rounder. Gilbert was a disaster in Cleveland as injuries slowed down his progression. The Browns gave up on him during the 2016 season and traded him to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he was used primarily on special teams. 25 seems young for an athlete, but not in Gilbert's case. He had 3 seasons to show his value in the NFL, and it's yet to happen. Number 4, Barkevious Mingo. The talented linebacker out of LSU showed promise with 5 sacks and 4 passes, defended in his rookie season. But he had just 2 sacks in 2014 and failed to register a single one in 2015. He was traded to the New England Patriots in 2016, where he had just 9 tackles and no sacks. Number 3, Jonathan Cooper. The Arizona Cardinals selected the North Carolina guard with the 7th pick in the 2013 draft. Cooper basically did nothing and was traded to the New England Patriots in the Chandler Jones deal in 2016. Mastermind Bill Belichick couldn't fix him, and he has since moved on from him. Cooper then went to the Browns but got waived near the end of the season. Number 2, Nelson Agholor. Teams like the Philadelphia Eagles love running a crafty offense. We can only imagine how excited Agholor was when he learned he would get to play with Chip Kelly after going 20th overall in 2015. The speedy receiver struggled in 2015, catching just 23 passes for 283 yards and 1 touchdown. In 2016, he caught just 36 passes for 365 yards and 2 touchdowns. Quarterback Carson Wentz is going to take some time before he becomes an elite quarterback, and by the time he does, Agholor might be out of Philly. Teams aren't patient with receivers these days. And number 1, Philip Dorsett. The Indianapolis Colts' fall from Super Bowl contender status can be pinpointed on GM Ryan Gregson's obsession with overloading on receivers instead of worrying about the offensive line and defense. Despite having T.Y. Hilton, Dante Moncrief, and Andre Johnson at wide receiver, not to mention tight end Dwayne Allen, The Colts took Dorsett 29th overall in the 2015 draft. Through 2 seasons, he has just 51 catches for 753 yards and 3 touchdowns. There is zero evidence to suggest he may turn it around. It certainly doesn't help that Andrew Luck already has plenty of receivers, and the Colts are usually awful at drafting to begin with. What other NFL draft picks look like busts in the making? Join us in the comments below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton and we appreciate it. This is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though. Subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.